The sun had risen, but the day refused to begin. Across towns and fields, people stepped outside expecting morning light, only to find themselves standing in a darkness that felt like the end of the world.
What devilry is this? The sun should be high.
I've never seen such a morning.
Birds stayed silent. Roosters never crowed. And when the first faint light finally pushed through the clouds, it was the wrong color. A dull copper glow that made every shadow look unnatural. It was the summer of 1816. At least that's what the calendar said. But the air felt like late autumn, and frost had already claimed the edges of the fields. Across the Atlantic, in the cities of the young United States, men lit lamps at noon. Shopkeepers muttered about the cost of oil, while preachers warned their flocks that Judgment Day was near.
What's happening with the sky?
I've never seen anything like it.
In Europe, the cold gnawed deeper each day. Rain poured for weeks without stopping, and the rivers swelled, spilling into streets and homes. Farmers planted and replanted, but the earth gave nothing back. The seeds rotted in the ground, drowned by rain or frozen by sudden night frosts. By July, snow was falling in New England. Livestock died where they stood, their bodies stiff in pastures that should have been green.
Never seen a summer snow like this.
Nor a cow frozen solid in July.
What in heaven's name?
Merchants raised prices daily. Wheat cost more than most families earned in a week. Bread riots broke out in cities from Boston to Geneva. In the countryside, famine crept quietly. Parents went without so their children could eat, and still it wasn't enough. But it wasn't just the cold. It was the color of the sky, bruised, sickly, and constant, as if the world had been painted over in despair. Ships reported sunsets so red they seemed to set the ocean on fire. The sailors called it beautiful, until they realized it meant another day without wind. The darkness knew no borders. From the rice fields of China to the fishing villages of Nova Scotia, the seasons had broken. Scientists took notes. Priests took confessions. And in both cases they spoke of the same thing, the fear that the sun was dying. Whispers began to travel, not about storms or bad harvests, but about something far away, beyond the horizon, that had broken the world. And if anyone knew the truth, They weren't telling. Not yet. For months, the cause of the darkness was nothing more than a rumor. Some swore it was the wrath of God. Others whispered of an unknown war fought with weapons that could blot out the sun. But nearly half a world away, the truth was already written in the sky. A single plume of ash that had risen so high it pierced the stratosphere. It had begun on a remote island in the Dutch East Indies. The locals called the mountain Tambora. In April 1815, Tambora roared with a force 20 times greater than Mount St. Helens. The sound alone was heard over 1,000 miles away. Villages vanished in an instant. Thousands were buried under pyroclastic flows, a wall of fire and ash moving faster than a horse could run. But the real killer wasn't the blast. It was the ash that followed. A veil of darkness that wrapped the earth for over a year. The fine particles reflected sunlight away, dropping temperatures worldwide by as much as 5 degrees. In China, rice crops failed. In Ireland, famine returned. In the United States, even President Madison's summer was spent in the cold. The poets saw it too. In Switzerland, a young Mary Shelley watched storms roll across Lake Geneva and began to imagine the world after its own death. They would call it the year without a summer. But for the people who lived through it, it was simply the year they almost starved. Historians would later calculate that the eruption killed over 70,000 directly and millions more through famine and disease. The earth healed slowly. Skies cleared. Summers returned. But the memory of that darkness never left the survivors. And Tambora still sleeps today. Its slopes green again, but its silence is only temporary. If it wakes again, the world will remember just how fragile our seasons truly are. This was not the first time nature has brought humanity to its knees, and it will not be the last.